to the NBL 1 East, and the Newcastle Falcons men have made a strong return to the to a winning side after they hammered Manly with a huge win. It was just fantastic for Newcastle, who managed to beat their rivals up at Broadmeadow.
That's the way you like to play basketball. Great defense. The face of it, might need the wipers again. That's a great pass. Let's will him do a double-double. That's what we're up in. Oh, that's wide open. Thank
you. It was also amazing for Newcastle's women, who also secured a victory.
Manly are on the attack.
After beating Manly with a huge victory.
Kingham for three.
But meanwhile, it was a huge one for the Maitland Mustangs last night.
Sideline, Pender, finds Mills.
After they had a win.
Back to Tui shoots.
Storm basketball, and in the Waratah Basketball League, the Tamworth Thunderbolts have faced a less than ideal start to the season, suffering a 12-point defeat to the Canberra Gunners Academy. But there was a silver line, their latest US signing, Alante Harper, impressing on his debut.
Starting off strong, Harper struck first, scoring 3 points for Tamworth. The Thunderbolts kept their foot on the gas early on. Canberra Gunners failing to make the most of their opportunities in their half, shut down by Tamworth's defence. But Tamworth misfired, unable to find the net. And fighting back, the Gunners found their groove. Captain Scott McGann scoring effortlessly for his side. Harper continued his strong form, scoring in succession, finishing off the first half with a 6-point lead. The Thunderbolts conceding a penalty, the Gunners levelling the score and putting on the pressure, in the lead for the first time. A dramatic save kept them in the box seat. Missing a final shot, Tamworth cut off by the buzzer. The home side going down in the second half, 70-82. The Tamworth Thunderbolts now face the Blacktown Storm next Saturday at the Tamworth Sports Dome. Grace Nicholson, NBN News.
There were mixed results for the Port Macquarie Dolphins after back-to-back games in round one of the Waratah League. The squad reeling off a 93-64 win last night against the St George White, but fell short against the Reds.
Port Macquarie Indoor Sports Stadium coming to life. The Dolphins back on court in their second match for the Waratah League, this time facing off with the St George Reds. It was a neck-and-neck start, Port Macquarie trailing just 2 points behind 44 by the half-time buzzer. At the three-quarter time, the Saints extended their lead from 59 to 50. But the Saints proved why they were last year's grand finalists in the fourth quarter. An increase in defensive pressure forced the Dolphins to miss the mark, from critical free throws to three-pointers. And a combination of heat and back-to-back fatigue left Port Macquarie conceding to a 12-point defeat at 82-70.
We have a real emphasis this year on doing it as a unit, both defensively and offensively, and I think that was the difference today.
We struggled offensively, and I think that's something we can work with both conditioning-wise and a few technical things as well.
The Dolphins will return home next week to take on the Blacktown Storm.
And next week, I think we're going to look more at our press breakers, being able to beat the press, and then also our high-floor offense, getting that kick-off, finding a bit more continuity.
Gemma Pepper, NBN News.
Meanwhile, the 43rd Annual Challenge Cup, one of the North Coast's longest-running football tournaments, has wrapped up in Nambucca today. The Coffs Tigers took the cup in the men's final, Coffs United took the women's, and Sawtell won the over 35s.
The standout goal in today's women's semi-final, a powerful kick by Coffs United's Riley Wilson. Sailed into the back of the net on the final day of the 2023 Challenge Cup.
We've got over 400 players, 26 teams. They span from Sydney up to Coffs and out west to Armidale.
Teams playing in 3 divisions, over 35s, Men's Open and Women's Open.
Same teams as last year. We've got some fresh ones ready for next year, lined up, ready to go.
Giving players a chance to get ready for the winter comp.
It's the pre-season tournament, so it's the only place where we can all come together, have a couple of games and know where we're going to sit and where we're going to nominate for the winter comp.
Usually battling wet weather, organisers thrilled with this year's competition.
Incredible weather, we're really lucky this year. Every other year it's rained, so it's a bit bizarre to be out in the heat. We were a bit worried about the heat this year, but we're stoked. The fields look great.
Plans are already underway for the 2024 Cup. Alison Paul, NBN News.
Still on rugby league, and of course the Group 2 competition was dealt a blow a couple of days ago following the shocking announcement that one of the competition's core clubs has withdrawn. The Urara Valley Axemen have struggled to find their numbers, leaving it with only 8 teams and the season pushed back to May.
After making the grand finals last year, the Urara Valley Axemen today made a shock announcement.
Unfortunately, we had to make the decision to pull the team out of the competition. We just haven't been able to attract a consistent number of players to training to ensure that we're going to be able to consistently put that first grade side on the park this year.
They had a big year last year with Sam, but all the players have moved away back now. They've just got a core bunch of blokes out there.
The news comes just days after the 2023 draw was released.
We had another draw ready, so we've just got to touch that up now, and it's due to start on the 7th of May, but some clubs are wanting to come forward, but we'll have a look at it.
There are now 8 teams playing 14 rounds.
They're all strong. The numbers are really good right up and down the coast. Maxwell and Bugger, they've got good numbers. Sawtell's got 4 grades. They're looking good, and Coffs and the Grafton sides are strong. Whoopies rebuild again.
And for the first time in Group 2's history, the grand finals will take place at the International Stadium.
It's a joint thing with our junior league, and we're trying to promote the game and get it to a higher standard, and what a higher standard to play at the stadium in grand finals. So our juniors will play on the Saturday and the seniors will play the grand final on the Sunday.
Meanwhile, the Urara Valley Axemen are determined to make another comeback